Next map. Path of Trials. Heading south, the heroes stumbled upon a base of surviving marauders and later came upon the lair of one of the Goblins King's advisors. Thanks to the spirit's magic, he couldn't hide the truth. In prolonged battles, the king had exhausted the magic stone's power and was now in hiding, waiting for it to recover. Most likely he had returned to the swamps or was lying low somewhere in a deep cave. You're not going online and spreading this? Dad, you should. No, you should. I thought they would give us another person, but they don't. Don't have the time for that. Actually, these are some of the real interactions with people. And with your brother and his girlfriend. Yeah, fair enough. And that's better anyway. Right. We can actually sell some stuff here. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do that. Sell this one. I'd like to buy this one as well, but I don't think I have the money for this. Actually, I can sell this shit. Boom. Okay, then we need some more potions, I think. Done. But yeah, fair enough. So what did you how can you be satisfied? Look, again, it's like, it's just a matter of taste. What is the Nexus series? What is that? Can I go in the water? Okay. This one's closed. Alright, so he didn't get a new ability, but he did. Like the chains, fully restores the sorcerer's defense. Okay. He doesn't have any one either. Unfortunate. Oh, I can see the movement here actually. I should have checked that before, shouldn't I? He's in trouble. If you had to pick between good writing with mediocre visuals and mediocre writing, hold on. If you had to pick between good writing with mediocre visuals and mediocre writing and excellent visuals, which one would you pick? I would probably. I think for myself, I would always pick the excellent writing and the mediocre visuals. But other people might be different, because like I think if you think about it in terms of gaming as well, right? Or at least I am. I don't know how old you are, but I'm still used to kind of like games that look shitty, but writing was really, really good. Back in the fucking early 90s and 2000s, the games didn't, like, at the time it looked good, but you think, looking back, they really didn't. But they might have been really cool in their writing. Whereas now a lot of games just look good, but they might be not very interesting where they're written. And I think I've had a few of those games where they look amazing, but like you're not really interested in what's going on. And then it can become a slog very quickly. So yeah, I think I would always prefer the better writing, even if the visuals are not that good. That's secondary for me, at least. Oh god, he didn't kill him? That's crazy. Well, and what would you do in that situation? What would you choose? That might have been a mistake. You would always pick good writing, because if I can't connect with the story and characters, I just get annoyed at the series. Like, I'm halfway there and can't wait for it to end. Yeah, and I think like I don't know if it's a generation thing or whatnot, but I think a lot of people that grew up like still in the 90s, early 2000s are like that too, and before. But like the game, the when you think about especially the younger people today, right? And I work a fair amount with young people as well. For them, they learned it's always about attention, right? Like with doom scrolling and social media stuff, everything is just about being flashy and instant attention grab and stuff. So for them, oftentimes it's more about how something looks rather than what the story it tells. And it's just different. That doesn't mean one is better or the other is worse. Obviously, we think one is better, but It's just like what they learned it to be, right, for them. Which is sad in a way. But at the same time, like, I think, you know, you always have to have the bad stuff as well to appreciate the good things. I heard people say that Hobbit films are better than Lord of the Rings movies because they look better, which is mind-blowing to me. It's a generation thing, like I said, the attention span is so low. Like, I mean, whoever thinks the Hobbit movies are better is really crazy. That is obviously not even close. Not even close. Holy shit, they're coming from everywhere, literally. Okay, now this would be... Alright, who do we need to take out first? So let's circle back to the Doomsday drama and discussion. Marvel fans are saying that Dune is boring, snooze fest, and it dawned on me that this is our zombie apocalypse. I heard that actually about especially the first movie as well, and I can see it. Like, if you think about or other criticism I could accept as well is kind of like stuff where it's around, you know, you have all these different names like Atreides, Harkonnen, you know, Paul Atreides, then he's called Usul, then he's called Muad'Dib, right? There's so many different names that it can get confusing. I don't know if you've seen some clips on social media where people just make fun of if, you know, fantasy or sci-fi has so many different names and you can never keep them. I think that's a fair criticism as well. But saying that I've read the books many times, I love it. There's criticism that's fair, but I mean, it has its... I don't think it has its length or anything. I love the movies very much, so I think they're amazing. But I can see people, if they don't get into it, it could become boring, at least the first movie. Saying that, I think the third one, from what I've seen him... There's a few reports on what Villeneuve has said. He said it's more like an action... More action than the first two, and a bit more like a thriller kind of thing. Which sounds amazing to me, by the way. It's not good. That is not good at all. can't appreciate you as an all-round fantasy fan. I will never respect you as a person. You can be a doctor. I don't care. No, look, as a fantasy fan, definitely. I think as a fantasy fan, you should. No question about it. You're right at that. But this is getting very tricky. Oh no! The other thing is, oh my goodness, placed. That sucks. Okay, what do we do here? Turn, isn't it? Oof. This is right. I feel like so close to death. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. Oh, fuck. Okay, then I would argue that in retrospective, the first Lord of the Rings movie is way slower and way more intricate than the second movie. But you need the first one to be immersed in the second one. I mean, it definitely is. Look, the first, like, the Lord of the Rings movies can be super long and slow, right? Especially the first one. No question about it. Like, I think, there is movies, just think of Arcane, for example. There's so many people that love Arcane, and you hate it, right? So there will always be something that's where people just can't get into it at all, and it sucks to be them. But for some people, unfortunately, that is Dune. Which makes no sense, of course, but it just is what it is. If you're not a potato and you can really understand the dialogues in Dune, every small dialogue has its meaning explained either in the same movie or in the second one, and I give 10 examples of it. Yes, I guess, but like that's what I think as well. He's done so amazing with kind of like just these little hints and things that play to stuff that happens later. But like if you say you have really problems keeping the different names and stuff apart, it can get really easy to just get lost, I think. And again, like, this is not a criticism. Like, I think for me or anything, I think that would be a fair criticism for people that have that problem. I personally think these are amazing movies. Just as a side note. Look at the beginning of Dune. It's the same time as prologue, introduction, Paul's vision, and foreshadowing. But saying all this, I guess stupidity can't be healed. That is how I explained it to myself. Just feel sorry for the people. Should I open this up? Alright, hold on. Don't want to fuck this up. Okay, I think we're good. Throne's empty, must be hiding somewhere. Alright, he leveled up, fantastic. Now this fucking fight was really tricky. Again. Talking back at the start of Dune, something like of Dune 1, something like that hasn't been done, and that's just the start of the movie. Restores defense after finishing strike +1. To give director up. Restores defense after finishing strike +1. So if he kills someone. Okay. Give this to him then. I think we have the start of Dune 1. What do you mean with the start of Dune 1? Like, what specifically? Am I missing something? Inquisitor, so glad to see you. Really need your help fighting evil. Yeah, the heretics I spoke of, Inquisitor. They poison the villagers' minds with the savior spirit nonsense. They're corrupting the faithful. Fighting against a powerful necromancer, and this villain is one of his minions. Some of the peasants revealed during interrogation how you spread heresy about the savior spirit. You dare accuse the one who exposed you? Don't worry, our dungeons have ways of making heretics repent. Great. I will have one ranged. What can this guy do? Not an accident move if the attack finishes with the enemy. Command surrounding penalty is double. Oh my goodness, this guy is insane. Like getting rid of the range guys is very, very important. Oh fuck! I actually can't do this. If he's moving around, I'm fucked. Okay, cool. Okay, that sucked. The prologue at the beginning of the first movie, it's a prologue. Introduction, Paul's vision and foreshadowing. And if someone does not appreciate that, sorry, but your CGI amoeba brain. We can't be friends. So did you know the story beforehand, right? Did you read the books? Everything? No. I mean, so basically what I want to get at is like there's a shitload of people that are just not interested in sci-fi and fantasy and whatnot, right? That's one thing. But I guess the other thing as well is that like if you have like some people just have problems understanding movies and stuff, it can get like I would imagine it can get a bit confusing with that stuff because might be difficult to actually kind of like link the stuff you see at the beginning to what's happening later on. I could see that being difficult. I could be wrong at the same time. You guys, the first time I watched the movies, and for the first time ever watched them, and watch them again tomorrow. Nice. So have you seen any of the other Dune movies? Oh my goodness. Like there's an older one, and there's a mini series from the 2000s as well. That was hilarious. Fuck. This might be another one of those. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Look, I completely. What I think want to emphasize as well is, again, I completely agree with you. One of the best series ever. I fucking love it. That's for sure. I think it's just amazing. I personally like the opening scene in the second movie even better. I think like just the idea of, not the idea, but like just the way it's done, right? When the Harkonnen ship comes, and these guys are floating down slowly and then floating up, and it's just amazing. By the way, that's why I did really like Dune Awakening. I don't know if you've seen that game, but you can also get one of those belts that lets you float up and down, and it's basically the feeling of being of the same as in what you see in the movies where they float up and down. It's just fucking amazing. It is just fucking amazing. It's easy as that. see the older ones, and when I heard the director who made the movie trash on the new ones, I was like, shut up. I think Dennis adapted the books perfectly. Did he? David Finch was that, right? Didn't realize he did that. I think that's not fair. I agree. They are fucking amazing. Yeah, I think, look, and it's even that, how would you say that? Like, in the books, it's even, of course, way more complex. Like, there's way more other stuff that didn't even appear in the movies. Because you can't, there's just so much stuff to bring around, which is kind of like impossible in a way. All right, what are we going to do here? Oh my god, he survived. Yes. What was that? What the? Okay, this Inquisitor is super strong. Oh my. He said he won't watch them. Now that sucks. But at the same time, did you just say he won't watch them, or is he saying they're bad? It's like, because imagine you do something that you're really proud of, and then someone else comes and does a better version of it. probably a bit mad. But no, I think, like, you should be able to be big enough of a person to admit if someone else is doing a really good version of the same stuff that you did. Like a kid's version of the movie, right? Well, that just sucks, because it is obviously not true at all. What is this fucking attack? That's crazy. Oh my goodness. I don't know what's going on today, but like, I am really not playing this well, I think. Oh yeah, look at the old one it's from the 80s, right? Different time. I still liked it. I think it was an interesting movie. It has Sting in it, so that's just cool. And it has Cap Picard and some other people that are just amazing. But maybe I need to wait them out. Yeah, I think the 2000, there's a mini series. It has, I think, 3 or 4 episodes from the 2000s. That was very interesting. It's quite trashy, right? The costumes are so much 2000, like they look complete trash. But it's actually quite a good adaptation, I think. Yeah, I think this is the way smarter play here. What I'm doing right now. Actually. Oh, why the fuck are they taking me back? Oh my goodness. Okay, what do we do? Go here. Think. Yes. Okay, I think this should be it. That should seal the deal here. This guy. There you go. Man, that was way more difficult than it needed to be. The enemy is aware of us, nowhere back. It's us or them. There's a mine down the road, a convenient place to lay low. We need to get there before the stone reaches full power, otherwise we won't have a chance to defeat him. No, I think you haven't. Or actually, we have talked a bit, because I think I asked you, I don't know if it was you, but I think so. If that sergeant guy, right, that's kind of like the bad guy in the first and second movie, is still there. And I think you mentioned that he's, again there, and he is one of the blue guys now. And I just thought, like, the second movie is so much. It's basically the first movie, just with different skins in a way. And like that was one of those movies where I thought it's so boring. Can't watch this again. I don't think I will ever watch the third movie.